Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. We're back in the 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan that had the transmission limp-home problem. It's been 6 weeks, and I heard from the owner his check engine light was on for a thermostat code. That was on last time, so he's like, before a long trip, he wants to replace the thermostat. No problem. Ordered one up. But yesterday, right before his appointment date, he said the van did the same thing where it stalled out, at a low speed. His wife freaked out. She doesn't want to take the van on the long trip, so it's here for a thermostat, and we have to take another look at this stalling issue. Extremely intermittent, like once a month on average. The owner said it did get a lot better since we fixed that PCM connector that wasn't seated all the way. So we'll take another look at that, replace the thermostat, see what's going on with this thing. The two codes stored right now in the PCM, P0882, that's the one we had before, transmission control power input low, and the P0128 thermostat rationality. So let's get into the computer, look at some live data. I want to see what the thermostat opening temperature is right now, and then we'll replace it, drive it with the new thermostat, and do a before and after, and then take a look at this transmission control relay. So you can see this thermostat is stuck at 152 degrees. It should be closer to 200, and the owner said that his fuel mileage has been terrible, especially right now in the cold. And I'm sure the heat, it's lukewarm, but it should be a lot warmer. The voltage is actually going down. Now the voltage is going down, the temperature should creep up a little bit. I don't know why it's not. We can exit out of here, go into OBD2 mode, look at the real coolant temperature instead of a substituted value. Alright, so in OBD2 we have 158. Temperature gauge is on the first quarter there. I mean, the van was just shut off a few minutes ago, so it's not like it cooled down that much. See, it's going down. So let's change out the thermostat. Alright, so luckily the thermostat's pretty easy to get to on these. Just move the air box out of the way. 2 bolts, 1 clamp. Here's the original. Here's the factory Mopar replacement, and it's made by Bear. I guess that's a German company, but it is made in Mexico, which is ironic. It does look upgraded. There's a metal bulb on the new one, and I think this one's a plastic bulb. Yep, they're all made in Mexico. This is the original. There's a date stamp. I think it's 2018. So let's pop the new one in, and then we'll double check the PCM connectors. Interesting observation. We have a whole bunch of copper colored particles on the radiator cap and the filler neck. So at some point stop leak was added to this engine. The owner said it must have been done before he bought it. The radiator is not original. That's been replaced. So some questions there, but let's fill it up with coolant, run it, warm it up, see how warm it gets. Alright, so we're topping off the coolant, and there is a bleeder screw on top of the thermostat, so let's crack that. There is air coming out. Oh, there's coolant. So that's bled out. We still have that much left. So maybe the heater core got depleted. Let's start it up, back it out, and see what the temperature gets up to once it's running. I'm double checking the PCM connectors. The tabs look depressed the same amount on both connectors. That's good. Definitely hasn't migrated out. So we don't know what's causing this phantom P0882. So what I'm going to try to do, just for an experiment, is to swap this relay right here, which is the made in China Omron, with an OEM. And which one do we want to swap it with? Well, how about rear HVAC relay, which is K7, which is this guy right here. I think that's a good. Make sure all the pins are making good contact. I'll pop this one back in here. Let's take it for a test drive. Alright, let's clear out all the DTCs. Yes. Reinstall the radiator cap and take this thing for a test drive. Okay, so key off. Alright, so the new thermostat is definitely a fix. Needle's right in the middle. And the coolant temp went up to 200, now we're back down to 195, 197. Perfect. Question is, will the Phantom transmission Limp-Home mode come back? I guess we'll get back to the shop. I assume it's not going to act up for me. Going to give it back to the owner, and a month down the road he might call me back and tell him it happened again. So we'll keep you guys posted. Well, that was another interesting, kind of frustrating case study. Extremely intermittent faults. How do you approach those? What's the plan of attack? There's no perfect way to find an intermittent problem. If it's not acting up, you just do your best. Collect data, do the wiggle check, check the connectors, the relays. So this van, if it acted up once a week or once a month, right off the bat, you know, from experience, I know it's going to be, at best, we're going to get lucky and perhaps maybe fix the problem. So the first time I saw this van, we saw that PCM connector was backed out about maybe a quarter of an inch because the latch was loose and the sliders weren't in all the way. And I thought we had it. And after that, I didn't hear anything from the customer until about a month later when he wanted me to replace his thermostat because of that unrelated P0882 trouble code. That was indeed a bad thermostat. However, right before he brought it to me for the thermostat, the van set the P0882, you know, limp mode transmission TCM losing power. How do you explain that? How did it go for a whole month and then boom, it just happens? So the second time around, in addition to replacing the thermostat, I also swapped a couple relays around in the TIPM. You know, I think the rear blower relay and the transmission control, you know, power relay. So I wanted an OEM relay in that transmission slot. The rear blower, we don't care about if it's an aftermarket, whatever, made in China relay. I just don't trust it. And with intermittent problems, sometimes that's the only plan of attack. You change something, make sure it works, give it back to the customer and say drive it. So ever since the van left my shop the second time, it has been flawless. No check engine lights, no glitches, no stalls or limp modes or anything. So after 2 months now, can we call this van fixed? I'm still not sure. We're just gonna have to, you know, obviously if it happens again, we'll make a follow-up, but after 2 months I think we're almost out of the woods. Because before, you know, initially it happened like at least a couple times a week according to the owner, and now it's been 2 months. So we did something right. Hopefully this van will be happy for a while. So that's it for that one, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.